Why I quit being frugal. Yep, Mike Rosehart is no longer frugal. I've forsaken my frugal ways and I'm now gonna live a luxurious lifestyle that's focused on having the best of everything. Okay, not exactly. But seriously, I am shifting. And I wanted to make this video because on this channel over the last year, I've documented being one of the most frugal early retirees. Taking from the roots of Jacob Lundfisker's early retirement extreme, not as extreme as he is living on $7,500 a year, but definitely with a family of 4. I have 2 daughters and we live on $24,000 or less a year. And people thought that's very extreme given the climate in North America is about double that spending on average for the average basic scraping by type of budget. And so I talk in a lot of videos about ways to get a lot of value for a lot less money. But in this video, we're going to talk about why I'm scaling back on the frugality and focusing more on value plays. So I'm using my money effectively, I'm still using it well to get a lot of value, but I'm not necessarily being cheap or scrimping. And I'm gonna have a 2-video series where I talk about specifically how frugality can cost you money and cost you time, maybe even cost you opportunity. So that's something we have to think about when we're thinking through the financial independence plan and journey. You guys know I talk about the first place to start is to control your spending, and it's true, it is. Frugality got me to where I am today. And so I will always be true to that. If I was not frugal, I would not be wealthy. I invested my money very smartly in real estate. I let it grow and compound and I worked very hard to grow it. Now every dollar I saved became $10, $20, $30 because I invested it so smartly. If I hadn't saved at all, I wouldn't have been able to retire at 24. I wouldn't be retired today at 26. And so frugality got me where I am today, but it is no longer the driving force. I'm involved in 6 or 7 businesses today in my version of an early retirement. And that means that I have the opportunity to make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. And so my time is now worth so much per hour that it's not worth it for me to chase the deals. It's literally not worth it for me to go to Home Depot and fight to save $50 on a toilet because I can go on a coaching call and make $200, or I can go focus on buying another property or working with an investor and make thousands of dollars per hour. That's a hard thing. This vlog is very hard for me to make because you guys know over the last 8 years of my journey, I've been documenting on my blog, on my Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube about how saving money through spending less has been my secret sauce. That is no longer the case. As you build your income, as you build your skills, your time becomes more valuable, and as you build your net worth, when you become wealthy and you have millions of dollars, a 1% increase in your rate of return on your portfolio, to go from a 7% rate of return to an 8% rate of return, for me, has tens of thousands of dollars of impact. A 1% increase in my portfolio return is greater than my entire annual spend. So no longer is spending the most important thing. And so I think this video is gonna hit home for a lot of the people who have been progressing along their journey and they're getting to a point where they've built a little bit of wealth. Maybe they bought some property in LA or New York or Vancouver. They've got a significant net worth. It's probably more effective for you to spend your time maximizing the returns on your money and finding strategies to earn more money than it is to spend that valuable, precious time saving you $5 in line at the store on a pair of shoes or $5 at McDonald's with a coupon. Now, if it doesn't cost you any time, if you don't lose anything. For instance, I went out to dinner the other night and I went online and saw there was a coupon for 40% off. I'm gonna take advantage of that. It took me 3 seconds on the car ride there. There was no lost time, no lost gas. But in a future video, I'm gonna talk about how people are wasting time. I've seen an example of gas prices being down 15 cents at a local gas station. There was a lineup around the block. People were waiting an hour and a half to save $6 on gas. My time is not worth $6. And there's gonna be people jumping in the comments, I'm waiting for it, all my loyal frugal followers, because I talk about frugality being really important, and it is. It is important. If your net worth is less than $1 million, it's important. If you make less than $200,000 a year, it's important. But once you get past that, or if you're in a stage of your life where you're really busy, it can make sense to not be frugal. It's okay to take a break from frugality. I will always be value conscious, and in that sense, maybe I'm frugal with my time, I'm frugal with how my money is being spent, but a lot of people talk about, like, the definition of frugality is to be economical with your money, and they say actually the definition of frugal being economical with food, which I've never been a frugal food eater. I've always believed in like high nutritious, healthy, fresh food. Now if I can price match that at 50% off, that's a win. I want high quality for a low price. And people are gonna jump on, they always have jumped on for the last year and say, you get what you pay for, Mike. That's what it is. If you pay a lot, you get a lot of quality. That isn't true. If that was true, we wouldn't make money stock trading. If that was true, I wouldn't make money hand over fist in real estate. You don't just get what you pay for. There is arbitrage value. The market is not efficient. Houses that are worth $300 do sell for $200. Food that's worth $10 does go on sale for $5. And sometimes there's no quality difference. Now, you might have to spend a little bit of time to get those things at that deal, at that discount. And if you have the time, if you get off work at 5 o'clock and you have no side hustle, go watch my videos on side hustles and go pick up an income side gig or side hustle to earn a little extra money. But if you didn't and you had nothing else to do from 5 p.m. till midnight when you went to bed, I could say, okay, if you're on your phone having a good time or with some friends standing in line to save you $20 on your dinner, that isn't a bad use of time, because what would you have been doing at the time anyways? You would have probably just been sitting at home not earning any money. So if there is no opportunity cost, or the idea that your time could have been used to make you some money or save you in some way, then it's okay to be frugal. And I talk in this channel a lot about frugality. Frugality is a cornerstone of financial independence. You need to spend significantly less than you're earning. But if I am earning $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year with my time, for instance, let's say I'm spending $30,000 a year and I want to increase my spending to $40,000 a year by being less frugal, to save myself time and to enjoy a little bit greater quality of living. That $10,000 difference is minuscule. It's a few percentages of my income, and I'm still, at this day and age, I'm still saving 85% of everything that I make. I spend about 15% of what I earn. And that's in retirement, where I need to save zero. I need to basically be spending, like, if I spend 90% of all my passive income, I would still be growing my net worth, which is not the goal. The goal in retirement is to maintain and build with inflation, right? Just not to deplete my reserves. I want to stay retired. And so it's really interesting that shift and that change. And for me, it took till now. It took 8 years of being extremely frugal and scrimping wherever I could, not always on quality, because I will invest in, say, a nice pair of shoes for $150 that I'll wear for 8 years. Or I will invest in a nice suit, not this one, this is a cheap suit, but I wore a suit today because I wanted to talk about not being frugal, right? So I put this one on. I think I got this for a couple of $100. It's the jacket. It's not a blazer, it's the jacket for a suit. And I wanted to talk about, I think that at a certain point, yeah, I'm gonna save it for another video, but why it's bad to be frugal and how that can hurt your business relationships, how that can sometimes slow you down in other areas of your life. And so if frugality starts to slow you down on how much you're earning and starts to slow you down on how much you're maximizing your return, you need to look at that and say, hey, is my being frugal costing me $10,000 in lost income potential or $100,000? If it's $10,000, then maybe you're saving $10,000 and you're not earning the extra $10,000 and it's a wash, in which case that's okay. But you have to look at it and say, okay, at a certain point, where am I spending my time to add the most value? And for me, it's not spending anymore. Spending doesn't matter near as much. If I go and have sushi every single night for $30, an all-you-can-eat amazing sushi buffet, which you guys know that if I have sushi, all the people who know me in person know if I'm gonna go eat all-you-can-eat sushi, I fast. I intermittent fast all day, and that's my one meal of the day, and I take all 3,000 calories for the day in right then. So I get my value still. The bones and core of who I am and how I was raised was effectively to take my dollars and make them stretch as far as I can. I'm not wasteful, as an example. I finish all of my food. But frugality can be taken to the extreme, and it can be a bad thing. So I'm documenting it here. Mike Rosehart is no longer extremely frugal.
I don't believe you.
I am still frugal with my time. I am still value focused. If there is a way I can save money and it costs me a couple seconds extra, I'm gonna always choose that path. Some people just don't want the hassle, and they'll literally not go on their phone for 3 seconds to find that coupon, even if I've told them and they're standing in line. Instead, they would stand in line and stare for 60 seconds and then pay full price because it's easier. I'm not that person, but I am now. If I'm offered an opportunity to go out to dinner with some friends, I'm gonna take that opportunity. I'm gonna go to dinner for $40. Doesn't matter. Someone offers me an opportunity to drive to Toronto and have a meeting. I'll spend the gas to go to Toronto and have that business meeting. There are times now where I'm willing to spend, and it's okay because I'm doing it within my budget. I'm doing it within what is reasonable based on my income and based on my net worth. And that's what I'm asking you guys to do, is on your financial journey, make sure you stop, smell the roses, enjoy your life, and spend efficiently. But efficiently also has to factor in, are you spending extra gas to save that $2? Are you spending extra time? So bring that all into the equation when you're thinking about how to be frugal with your life, and I guarantee you'll be a wealthier you, and you'll reach financial independence and be a much happier version of yourself. Financial independence is the best thing that I can think of in the world. It is freeing up your time to do whatever you want to do for the rest of your life with that time. I want it for everyone. And I think for the average person, spending less is the place to start, and it's the way you get there. If you're making 100 grand a year, and you're spending 100 grand a year, you need to focus on frugality. Like, you can't be in the audience being like, yeah, I might quit frugality, time to spend, man, get that Lambo, hit that big house, go on all those rich, luxurious vacations. Somewhere in the middle is where you should probably be. It doesn't make sense to be at a point of, extreme deprivation when you have such wealth reserves, and don't waste your time searching after the $2 deal. It's just not a good use of your time. So the extreme cheapskates, all that kind of stuff, No, that's not the FIRE movement. The FIRE movement is about saving a lion's share of what you make, saving more than 50% of what you're earning. And you don't have to be extremely frugal to do that if you make an average salary in your country. So that's what it is. You guys know, you've heard it here, that I have changed from being extremely frugal to increasing my budget a bit and being a bit less frugal. So you're gonna stay tuned for my annual spending update that's coming soon, where I've adjusted my spending. And I'm still maintaining high savings rates, but because what has changed in my life, I now need to be cognizant of those things. And it's interesting to see the shift where that happens in a person. And I've watched it in some of my friends too, change from being extremely frugal to being a bit more spendy because they can, because that's part of the evolution. And so live like a student while you can. Eventually, you're gonna have to make a change. And I hope that change is the positive one, where you've earned more money and have greater net worth. And so the spending is not necessarily hurting your financial future. Thank you all for watching. The secret to unlocking a wealthier you is 3 levers in your control. It's dead simple to beat FIRE. Spend less, earn more, and maximize the returns on the difference. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.